Welcome back to the morning brief, and time now for the big stories. Starting in the FCT, results may be long in coming, but the federal government appears unrelenting in its efforts at tackling insecurity, as the Senate has resolved that the leadership of the National Assembly will meet with President Bola Tinubu over the security challenges in the country. This follows a motion of urgent importance raised by Senator Emmanuel Udende on the killing of over 50 people in fresh attacks in no less than 5 communities in Kwande, Ukum, Logo, and Kasinala local government areas of Benue State.
You get the same answer, nothing being done. Why do we have to continue to do the same thing? It's a question for the Senate.
We should insist on getting improvements, and of course, constitutional review is coming. I don't know what we can do better, but the security architecture in Nigeria today has failed woefully. And we have said this many times, even in the previous assemblies, that this thing is not working.
What we concluded now is most important, to get a team from the Senate and the House of Rep to get audience with the President in the presence of the service chiefs, so that we take a decision that will yield result.
And a similar sentiment echoed at the House of Representatives, where lawmakers are calling for the urgent intervention of security agencies after it received an urgent motion stating that 17 local government areas in Katsina State have been overrun by bandits. Honorable Sada Soli, who moved the motion, informed the House that if urgent action is not taken, the entire state could come under the control of bandits.
Half of Katsina State is overtaken by bandits. Half of Katsina State. Half of Katsina State. My house, Mr. Speaker, my house is 600 meters to the camps of bandits. I don't know when I slept in my house. Last week, the governor wanted to go to a place where the bandits attacked, they sacked the whole village. He couldn't break through.
Further aware that the minimum wage in Nigeria was increased by the president recently, but the purchasing power is low owing to the continued rise in the cost of living in the country and the fall of the naira. Worried that unless very immediate and pragmatic steps are taken to improve the income of Nigerians, more Nigerians will go down the economic line, with the poor population increasing. This, in effect, will lead to desperation and loss of faith in government.
In the meantime, the Nigerian army is making a strong demand on the remnants of Boko Haram terrorists in the northeast. The army is asking them to drop their weapons and surrender to the country's security forces. The call was made by the brigade commander, 28th Task Force Brigade of the Nigerian Army, Chibok, Borno State, Brigadier General Bede Amako, during the 2023 West Africa Social Activities of the brigade in Gulak, Adamawa State.
Operationally, the brigade made tremendous achievements in neutralizing several Boko Haram and ISWAP terrorist groups within its area of responsibility. This includes Aligana, a notorious and major logistics supplier, as well as second in command of the Boko Haram terrorist leadership in the Mandara Mountains. These results in the relative peace and tranquility we are enjoying in the northern Adamawa and southern Borno states, which has continued to boost socio-economic activities in these areas.
Well, it seems there are security concerns everywhere, this time in Akwa Ibom State, where the governor, Pastor Umueno, has threatened to wield the big stick on the caretaker committee chairman of any local government area that reignites communal clashes in the 3 coastal local government areas of Eket, Estate Eket, and Ibeno local government areas of the state. Governor Eno also announced government's decision to take over Stubbs Creek Forest Reserves, the main source of repeated clashes among the 3 local government areas for several years.
We know those responsible for this nonsense. And I want to say, after today's warning, we will fish them out. We will fish them out on both sides. So I'm asking and pleading with our political gladiators to soften the tone. We are leaders, and we cannot be sponsoring our young people to go out there and lose their lives. So I want to say that, don't think that I'm not aware. I know I have credible intelligence as to who is sponsoring and the people sponsoring all these things. And after this warning today, if it happens again, you'll be shocked that government will call you out. Pick you, and that's it. And I want to say to the 3 local government chairmen, please, you have the responsibility to maintain law and order in your domain. If anything happens in your domain again, you know you are transition chair, I'll remove you immediately.
That's as clear as it gets, right? To some politics now. Members of the Edo State House of Assembly have commenced proceedings to impeach the embattled Deputy Governor of the state, Philip Shaibu. The majority leader of the Assembly, a member representing Ovia Northeast 1, announced this during the sitting, stating that the petition, which dated March the 5th, 2024, was endorsed by 21 out of the 24 lawmakers. The majority leader maintained that the number of lawmakers that signed the petition met the required 2/3 as stipulated in the Constitution.
We have a petition brought pursuant to section 188. Sub 1(2)(a) of the Federal Code. Mr. Speaker, the said petition is for an impeachment notice on the Deputy Governor of Edo State, Right Honorable Philip Shaibu. The said petition, sir, is sent by 21 members of the Edo State House of Assembly, which is by far above the 1/3 requirement as stipulated in the Constitution of the Federal Republic. I hereby acknowledge the receipt of the impeachment notice dated 5th of March 2024. Clerk is hereby mandated to cause the service of this notice to the respondents, Deputy Governor of Edo State, Right Honorable Philip Shaibu, and he has 7 days to respond to this petition.
As we head to the courts, Court of Appeal Abuja has affirmed Julius Aburi as the national chairman of the Labour Party. Justice Hama Barka, who read the lead judgment, also set aside the judgment of the Federal Capital Territory High Court, which restrained Mr. Aburi and 2 others from parading themselves as national officers of the party. Justice Barka held that the High Court was wrong to have assumed jurisdiction on the matter. The Appellate Court also awarded the sum of 1 million naira in favor of Julius Aburi against Mr. Lamidi Akpakpa.
The party has always been on the positive side, that there has not been any form of division in Labour Party. It has just been confirmed by today's judgment. All we are saying is that our brothers out there should please come back. The party is open. The party is willing to readmit them. Whatever the party had wanted was a new Nigeria. And anyone that is desirous of a new Nigeria should please come and join Labour Party so that we can make this nation work again. We are not interested in opposition within the House.
And staying with the courts, President of the Court of Appeal, Justice Monica Dongba Mensem, has thrown out a petition filed by the Bayelsa governorship candidate of the All Progressives Congress, Timipre Silva. Mr. Silva had written a petition requesting the President of the Appellate Court to disband and reconstitute the Bayelsa State Election Tribunal sitting in Abuja, alleging bias and unfair hearing against the chairman, Justice Adekunle Adeleye, and the 2 other panel members. The APC candidate who is challenging the victory of Governor Doyediri of the PDP in the November 11, 2023 governorship poll claims the tribunal did not give him enough time after calling 52 witnesses and closing his case last week. And as we head to business, Binance ends all its Naira services in Nigeria. The cryptocurrency exchange has ended its services, and the company released this on Tuesday. It set the timeline for the closure to be from 8th March 2024 and asked users to take needed action. In a statement, Binance urged users to withdraw Nigerian Naira and trade their NGN assets or convert Nigerian Naira into crypto prior to the discontinuation of these services. The statement reads further, from March the 8th, 2024, any remaining Nigerian balances in users' Binance accounts will be automatically converted to USD based on the conversion rate listed. The authorities have in recent times clamped down on cryptocurrency websites, accusing them of speculation and being partly responsible for the weakening of the Naira against the dollar. And outside our shores, former U.S. President Donald Trump on Wednesday marched closer towards a bitter rematch against President Joe Biden in November as his final Republican rival, Nikki Haley, threw in the towel after a thumping defeat in the Super Tuesday primaries. Pointedly declining to endorse the man she has portrayed as chaotic and mentally incompetent, former UN Ambassador Haley said Trump would have to earn the support of moderates who backed her long-shot campaign. Her withdrawal leaves America facing a battle for the White House between two elderly men that many voters say they don't want, with Trump brushing aside multiple criminal indictments and the scandal over his attempt to overthrow the 2020 election in his pursuit of a comeback. And in sports, ex-UFC champion Francis Ngannou has clashed with Tyson Fury and says he's just getting started in boxing. This comes ahead of his heavyweight fight with Anthony Joshua. Ngannou faces Joshua in Saudi Arabia on Friday, but opted to do his best at verbal sparring with former opponent Fury at Wednesday's news conference. Joshua took a backseat, however, as Fury reacted to Ngannou's suggestion he had struggled in their October bout. And that does it on some of those big stories making headlines this morning.